Hello, my friends. Coach Nikki here, and today we are talking about making the most out of this spring equinox for your mind, for your body, for your home, all kinds of great stuff. So, thanks for being on. If you have a second, grab a pen and a piece of paper because I really want this to be open conversation and something that we create a plan for you. And what I know for sure is that spring has a lot of power in it. And that's why we always do like these 21-day cleanses or a 7-day cleanse. I'll tell you about that, or you guys can just message me privately and I'll tell you more about it. But spring has more power in it than even the New Year's. So a lot of times, or most of us kind of planet wide, do these like New Year's resolutions. I love New Year's resolutions. I love goals. I tend to take New Year's as like my business goals because I tend not to move as much. I get really like very like with my vision for like my new year, I tend to have that about like my business and like what I want to create in the next year. Where spring, I take it personal in my body, in my mind, in my home to actually lighten things up because winter is a heavy season, spring is a light season. So, everything that we're going to talk about, really think about just lightening up. So, a lot of times, like heaviness can sit on our body in different places. Heaviness can sit on our shoulders. Maybe we have tension in our shoulders. Heaviness can sit in our car if we have too much like clutter in all of like the spaces. Same with our home. So, as we're kind of going through this together, just write down a few things that you would really like to lighten up in your world and what we can do together to create that like just and we don't even have to create it. That energy is there for you. Like the sun is coming out, the spring is here, and it's a very natural time for you to lighten up. Sometimes when we do cleanses in the winter, we're kind of fighting against nature because in winter we our body just wants to kind of be a little less, of course not active, but a little less. Like we sleep a little bit more, where we have like more of like that meditation energy, that kind of calming energy, where when we are kind of coming out of hibernation and coming into this light energetic energy, it's a great time to do a cleanse. So when you're thinking about a cleanse, we will talk about a few things. So we're going to talk about our mind, talk about our body, and then talk about our space as we are. So at spring equinox is at that March 20th. So March 20th is when we launch into spring. And so I tend to take this whole kind of springtime into summer to do different detoxes. And do different cleanses and really like lighten up. So your liver is something that is a very hard worker in your body. So your liver does all your cleansing, your liver like does like so many different chemical reactions in your body. She's like the hardest little working organ that you have. And so if we can think about our cleanse around cleansing our liver actually also has a lot of energy as well, or can kind of be the opposite of causing us to be lethargic, to be slow with digestion, to have problems with like elimination. So, when we're thinking about a cleanse, just keep it super simple. Again, if you want to do our 21-day cleanse, let me know. We have all kinds of meal plans and the whole program. We also have a simple 7-day plan that's available all year long. But in general, if you want to think about a body cleanse, is drink 1 gallon of water every day. And you have to measure it because I think I drink enough water, but if I don't fill up my 5 mason jars every morning and know that they have to be done by the end of the night, I will barely drink water, which is so weird because I think I'm great at drinking water. That's I don't have great awareness around that. So I fill up my 5 mason jars. I put whatever in them. So one mason jar has lemon water, but plain water is fine as long as it's not in plastic. Chlorophyll water. I like doing the like apple pie water, so it's uh, apple cider vinegar, cinnamon, and sometimes I do stevia if you want something sweet, but in general, it's just like apple cider vinegar and warm water. That's delicious. So, any of those kind of things, but just really think about as much hydration as possible and thinking 1 gallon of water a day. So, when you're thinking about your liver, the best thing to do is kick out the processed food and alcohol, which we know. But when you're doing a cleanse, it's just like, hey, this is the time I'm going to give back to my body. I'm going to take out the processed foods. And a lot of times there's a lot of things, right, that cause us to have issues with our immune system, that cause us issues with inflammation, that cause us skin issues, sleep issues, like all of any kind of like weight gain, those type of things can tend to be that we need to detox something. So when you think about everything in your life without getting overwhelmed. But there's a lot of chemicals, right? Like there's a lot of things that we're exposed to, whether it's the products that we put on our skin, whether it's Advil that we're taking or any kind of medication, whether it's like regular deodorant and processed food, alcohol, all of that. So it's unavoidable and we don't want to get like crazy about it. We just want to know, okay, in the spring, I'm going to kick as many of those things out as possible. I'm going to drink as much as water as possible because that clears our lymph system, it cleans our blood, it helps digestion, all of that. And then, as much as possible, eat very simply. So, if you're doing a detox, just eat a little less because it's spring. So I know for me, I'm kind of in a habit of like kind of eating a lot. Like I'm like, okay, like I can take this probably down by like half or something because I feel like I'm like still in that winter mode. And through this 21-day cleanse that we're doing together, I'm just eating a little bit less, which is not easy for me. I'm like a big eater and taking more time to do other things and keep my mind off food as much as possible. So when we're thinking about our like that cleanse and whatever duration that you're doing, keep it really simple. And one thing that you can just add is just a lot of broccoli. So if you eat broccoli every day, the more you cook the broccoli, the less of that the longevity like phytonutrients that you get. So you really want to try to eat your broccoli as raw as possible or very lightly steamed and then drink the water that you steam your broccoli in. And any type of cruciferous vegetables are great, but like, and especially like broccoli sprouts. I don't know if you guys have ever eaten broccoli sprouts or if you make broccoli sprouts, but those are like the biggest like heavy hitters when it comes to these phytonutrients, this longevity energy, and like the all of the amazing things that cruciferous vegetables have. So couple things. We're going to focus on our liver. We're going to focus on cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, maybe every day, if that resonates with you, and drinking water, and then slowly taking things out. So when we're thinking about like our space, I was thinking about doing like on Instagram, Coach Nikki doing like a 7-day like clear your space, just like little tips, because I need it myself and it gets overwhelming. Like I just got home from I spoke at URSA, which is like a fitness conference down in San Diego, and I was gone for 10 days. And then you come home and you got all your stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just overwhelming when you like look at like decluttering. So I wanted to do like a gentle like 7-day house clean. The first thing is maybe today it's cold in Tahoe, but opening up your windows and just clearing your air. And then when you open up your windows, have like just a clean soapy rag and then just wipe down your window space. I don't know about you, but I don't do that all the time. So just kind of cleaning our windows, opening our windows, and just do that for day one. Stagnant air from the winter, one, can be toxic, and two, it just is heavy in your house. So just starting with something very simple every day when it comes to cleansing and spring cleaning your house. Um, and don't let it get overwhelming. So when you think about your area in your house, like for me, it's like all my paperwork. I can even like look in my computer bag right here and I'm like, there's like so much paperwork. I'm like, so that's like very simply set my timer for 5 minutes and clean that. The positive things I like to do, I was just down at my sister Steph's in San Diego, and her son Silas, he just went down and just picked a ton of wildflowers and put them in vases, just a couple places through the house. And I was like, oh my gosh, that feels so wonderful. In Tahoe, we don't have wildflowers yet because we have like tons of snow. But if you look around, it doesn't have to be expensive to get like beautiful flowers, but thinking about how you can lighten up your space with color. So for me, I love light, beautiful music. Like when I cook, I like on Pandora the French cooking station. It's really fun and light. And just finding like lighter music to lighten up the house and like some type of like maybe it's going to buy more plants because plants live forever too. So bring more clean air into your space. Okay, and then for our mind, this is the best time to really think about moving more and finding that like quiet space that you can do some type of ritual to bring spring in. So, what I wanted to challenge us to do together is whether you're planting a garden, or for me, I'm probably going to plant seeds that will never grow because I'm not going to have spring for a while. But when we are setting goals for this season, write down your goals and then get a seed for every goal. So if we think about like bringing the spring in with like rituals, a huge benefit to spring is actually getting your bare feet in the earth and your hands in dirt. And so if we can go down and get any type of good just soil, and then make a list of the things that you want to see bloom and blossom this spring, and plant a seed. Love you, sweetheart. Have a good day. Um, Plant a seed for every goal that you have. So if one seed will be for your body, and so when you plant the seed, create a ritual out of it, and maybe like light a candle. And when you go outside to plant it, um, just make a little space, put the candle in the dirt, light a candle because fire also like brings that like growth and energy. And then as you have like your seeds, for every seed, bring conscious awareness to what you want in your life. So often we do this and we set goals, but it's actually the action of saying what you want, holding the seed, giving it some love, and planting it in to the earth or into any type of soil. And knowing that you're also planting that seed inside of you. So that's our challenge, is within this next week is make a list of the things that you want. So hopefully today you'll have time to say, okay, what do I want for my mind? So maybe this spring I want to be with my friends more. Maybe I want to do more meditation, or I want to work out more. Anything that your mind that you want. Maybe you want to get rid of a toxic relationship or all of these things. So, whatever it is, just write down whatever you want for your mind, get a little seed for that. Then the next is like for your space. So, I want whatever, a cleaner space. I want to get a new car. I want to get a new mattress because my mattress is making me not sleep well. Just anything that you can think of. I want to create more lightness in my house. So go through the ritual of planting that seed. And then same thing with our body, is thinking about what you want for your body, because that's the most important thing that you can do to create your best life and best season, is really thinking about your body. So creating some type of ritual and then sometimes with the candle, if something's really bothering you, you can write it down and just burn it on the candle. So if you're struggling with alcoholism, if you're struggling with a relationship, if you like whatever it is, or like late night eating, or whatever that, like whatever you want to see go, you can write that on a paper, and then with your candle just burn that, and then plant the things that you want. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Thanks you guys for joining.